morning, Toby Johnson. I'm Tyler, and it's First Things First period on Monday, April 11th.
That means it's time for First Things First on TJTV. I'm Emily.
Thank you, Mathletes, for a great year. Please join Mrs. Otani on Friday, April 15th in MF11 from 7:30 to 8 a.m. for your end-of-the-year celebration. Do you need help in math, bridge, or science? If so, please come prepared with your questions on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7:30 to 8 a.m. in room MF11. It is time for progress report grades. Please keep up with your studies.
Did you know that animals like Starbucks too?
Police say a goat apparently needed a caffeine fix when it wandered into a Starbucks in Northern California on Saturday.
Roanoke Park Police Sergeant Rick Bates say there were several calls Sunday morning about a goat named Millie wandering around a strip mall.
When the Starbucks employees opened, they tried to give Millie a banana, but she walked past them and began chewing on a box of coffee.
Bates took Millie into custody and brought her to the animal shelter, but not before snapping photos of her sniffling around the Starbucks and posting them.
Luckily, the photos spread and Millie made it home to her owner.
The Kings are saying goodbye to the Sleep Train Arena.
The farewell to the Sacramento Kings at Sleep Train Arena was on Saturday afternoon from 4 to 7 p.m. to celebrate all the past memories that the Kings had at Sleep Train or Arco Arena.
As many as 50 former players attended the celebration, along with other notables to say goodbye to the old arena.
Inside the arena, celebrations included on-court photos, opportunities, a commemorative ticket, a complimentary limited t-shirt, and a post-game program.
In fall, the team will play in the new $519 Million Golden One Center downtown. It will feature ultra-fast Wi-Fi and the NBA's largest video scoreboard.
The NBA team ended its 28-year run at the arena in North Natomas with a game versus the Oklahoma Thunder at 7:30 p.m. after the special festivities.
Thanks to the Sacramento Bee for this story.
Now it's to Armando for today's TDIH.
This day in history.
First on this day in 1968, rescue workers pick up the last survivors of the Wahin ferry accident. The ferry had capsized after hitting sharp rocks off the coast of Wellington, New Zealand, the previous day. Next on this day in 1970, Apollo 13, the third lunar landing mission, is successfully launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, carrying astronauts James A. Lovell, John L. Swigert, and Fred W. Hayes. Also on this day in 1814, Napoleon, Emperor of France and one of the greatest military leaders in history, abdicates the throne, and in the Treaty of Fontainebleau is banished to the Mediterranean island of Elba. Finally, on this day in 1963, 100 U.S. troops of the Hawaiian-based 25th Infantry Division are ordered to temporary duty with military units in South Vietnam to serve as machine gunners aboard Army H-21 helicopters. That's it for me. I'm Armando reporting for TJTV. Now back to you.
Armando.
Recently, Fusion released their list for who got into Fusion.
Let's take a look at the type of things Fusion does.
Fusion is a dance company at Franklin High School. They are made up of two groups, Fusion Apprentice and Fusion Principal. Fusion Apprentice has class for 2 terms and is the introductory group for the company. They meet in class every day in second period. Fusion Principal is a competitive group that meets every day, year-long, in 6th period and after school on Thursdays for 3 hours. In class and after school, they study all types of dance such as hip-hop, contemporary, and jazz. Over the years, Fusion has developed from an after-school club to a nationally ranked dance team. The company has performed throughout California, sharing their love and passion for the discipline and art of dance.
We're with each other every single day, but I think it's really fun though because we all learn to love each other.
They perform at many school events such as school rallies. Every year, the Fusion Dance Company holds a main stage to showcase what they have learned with the unique.
Okay, let's restart. Go ahead and go back.
This year's 13th main stage theme was unlocked to show how much they have upgraded from the past.
This week we've been practicing every day for 3 hours, so we've been practicing a lot and it's been really paying off. The choreography is based on video like fun dances that everyone will enjoy.
Other dances are also inspired by Just Dance, Grand Theft Auto, and Pac-Man.
Everyone knows like video games, and everyone knows like was able to pick like their favorite characters and their favorite games. So I think it kind of shared everybody's interest and made it interesting.
The show features the choreography created by Franklin students and guest choreographers.
Unlocking is considered a reward for achieving mastery within the objective of the game. As the game evolves over the course of 2 hours, the player will attempt to complete and unlock different levels within the game. If the player successfully completes the 13th and final level of the game, then the game will be over and the player will be able to unlock 30 iconic video game characters for popular games such as Super Mario Bros., Mortal Kombat, The Legend of Zelda, Street Fighter, and many more.
Every year, the Fusion Dance Company holds a main stage to showcase what they have learned with a unique theme. This year's 13th main stage theme was unlocked to show how much they have upgraded from the past.
Please come to the show and future shows, and we spend a lot of time making this, so we hope you enjoy it.
After a year of lifting various bridges on I-80, they are too low for tall trucks. Caltrans is almost finished with the task.
The $36 million Raise 80 project has involved jacking up and repositioning the overpasses to follow the federal standards of the 16-foot 6 inches for supersized trucks and military vehicles.
The final project is set at the Union Pacific Railroad Bridge at Newcastle, where Caltrans will close the freeway in early May and lower the surface beneath the crossing.
Hey Emily, do you know what time it is?
I think it's time to talk.
Sports Talk.
Hey sports fans, Denson here with some history that went down yesterday, but we'll get to that later. Sports Talk is starting right now. Yesterday, the Golden State Warriors made history against the San Antonio Spurs when they beat the Spurs 92-86. Not only handing the Spurs their first home game loss of the season, but tying the record for the 95-96 Bulls with the 72 wins. They have a chance to make history and go for 73 wins Wednesday when they verse the Grizzlies. Stephen Curry did his usual scoring, a total of 37 points, but hit a half-court shot during the game. Although it did not count, take a look.
To wide right, and Curry from 65, he backed it in! And they waved it off. Well, let's go to replay because it's at 0-0.
Typical Steph doing all those crazy things. Your local Sacramento Kings had their final game at Sleep Train Arena. As you may know, the Kings are moving to the new Golden One Stadium in downtown Sacramento. The Kings did end up winning against the Thunder 112-114. Kobe's career is coming to a close this week when he plays his final game in his illustrious 20-year career. The Lakers played the Rockets yesterday and came out with a L. James Harden had a great scoring game of 40 points, and 5 points shy of him, the Black Mamba himself, Kobe Bryant, with 35 points. In local volleyball news, the Elk Grove boys Thundering Herd volleyball team beat Franklin Wildcats boys volleyball team barely. Franklin almost knocked off the 14-1 Elk Grove Herd at the #1 spot. That was news for yesterday and today. I'll see you next time when we can talk Sports Talk.
Thanks, Denson.
Who knew that sprawling things out in the sand as a kid could help you save your life?
3 men just recently learned this lesson last Thursday when they were rescued from an island by spelling out help with huge tree branches. The U.S. Coast Guard saved them after the men's ship capsized due to bad weather, and they had to swim 2 miles to an island near Micronesia.
The boat trip started off as a short journey, but ended up as a 3-day struggle to survive on a tiny island. After the men were rescued, and they were taken back to their homes where they were reunited with their families. That's it for today's show.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of First Things First on TJTV.
I'm Tyler. Have a great day.
And I'm Emily. It's National Pet Day. Maybe it should be National Bring Your Goat to Starbucks Day.